What you talking about now, Cine? I don't know, but you're gonna get some nuggets out of it though. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn that bell on. There's a new video series dropping every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the random jam session whenever I'm in my bag. You do not want to miss out. Also, be sure to check out my books, man. The link's in the description below, right along with my vegan class if you're trying to go plant-based and stay plant-based. I'm telling you, it works. Oh, and lastly, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_scene_. The nuggets I don't put over here, I put over there, so you can always get me when you need me. But you ain't really coming for all of that. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.
There's temples, there's the Aztec temples, Mayan temples, Incan temples, African temples, African statues, Incan statues, Mayan statues. All of these shits are significantly older than 15,000 years. So again, when your masculinity kicks in, you use that rationale and you take the emotion out of it because you want this shit to be fucking real. You have to start putting shit into perspective. There's no way in hell that my genetic template can run deeper than this shit. Run back farther than the actual age of this motherfucker. You feel me? This is telling me that the earth is only 15,000 years tops. 15,000 years tops. And I descend from an entity that is 1.4 million years old. Again, you have to objectively look at that, because if you're looking at it from a feminine component, it's going to be subjective. Oh, there's things we don't know. Yes, there's a lot of shit you don't know about. There's a lot of shit that you won't rationalize either. You emotionalize it, and you have to make it feel real. So again, you break the mind and you don't even think about that shit. You break the mind and you don't even think about that shit. So we add that shit to the reality, and then we see, okay, it broke down our minds. You feel me? Not only that, they took us from, and another aspect of taking and breaking your mind, you have to take the language, you have to strip whatever language you get. So again, whether we were African first and came over here on a boat, or whether we were already over here and still got enslaved, our language was stripped and our language was taken away. You feel what I'm saying? We do also know that the African and the indigenous American is pretty much the same genetic template, with slight variations. Like the African, of course, has the curly, kinky hair that stands up. The person who's here, their hair is a lot more straight, but it still stands up. It's still natural hair. So these different components are now stripped and erased. Your culture, your language, and your identity is taken away. That's how you kill the mind. You feel me? You killed the spirituality over a 2,000-year time frame. You killed the mind over a 2,000-year time frame. The physical was going to fall either way. So now the physical continues to allow the willpower to keep going down, so the mentality keeps going down. This is a very important point, because when that puts everything into perspective, now you want to assimilate to what you feel their culture desires. Fuck their culture, bro. As long as their culture is in opposition to mine, I can't fuck with them. You feel me? And that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? So we look at it, and again, that's from the objective perspective. There's no emotion in that. It's not about feeling them. It's not about being hate. Like, this is objectively speaking. This is rationality. Like, this is who we beefing with. You feel me? But when you can't see, and that's another part that creates irrationality. When your own image is your enemy, but a motherfucker is your natural enemy, you fear them, you're afraid of them, you see them from a different perspective. There's no right. You can't be logically rationalizing your reality right now. You feel what I'm saying? You cannot be rationalizing your reality, and that's the fucked up part about it. That's the sad part about it, and that's what's disappointing. So our minds are gone. So now, not only is our minds gone, it continues to be enhanced, because now we get pushed into a school system that, for one, we're taught by women. This is not for me to say, oh, well, women can't teach us. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But when you're learning from a feminine component, they're teaching the system from a feminine component. Why do you think all of the teachers have always been women? Not only that, you're being taught from a fear tactic perspective. You feel me? They fear you. They're afraid of you. There's little scary white women that are teaching. Okay, yeah, I get that, my sisters and shit, even some of my brothers, I'm going to be a teacher so I can make a change. And I respect that, especially my brothers that are in the school system. But you got to be teaching from the masculine dynamic that we're bounced in. These curriculums and shit, they're set up from toxic femininity. They're set up for femininity. As men, we don't learn that shit. Now, there's some of us that have there's like, well, how was you able to get to certain positions in life if you didn't, because we were able to still distinguish the two. But that's not necessarily the case with everybody. This is how the school to prison pipeline works. This is how the shit works. They know that this shit is gonna work because they understand. Okay, this is how these boys learn. This is how these boys learn. You feel what I'm saying? And this perspective allows us to completely manipulate the reality for us.